Hello and welcome back to Princess Evangile. God knows how many parts in, I'm still not entirely convinced I'm pronouncing that right. Right, Messiah, don't be so stupid as I think you're going to be. It was my first time in the Red Rose Society room. However, its architecture and decor were the same as the other rooms in Maria Hall, so I couldn't even tell them apart at a glance. There was a chair in the middle of the room that the plenipotentiary had probably left there for me. I sat down in it. Down to your underwear. That had been her instruction. In other words, she wanted to see me naked except for my boxers. Oh, I really hope this will be okay. I fidgeted nervously in the chair. She was apparently telling the truth about precautions. The building was completely empty. I knew I'd be in big trouble if anyone saw me here like this. I wonder if plenipotentiary really is watching. It was the same way in the cathedral. Where could she possibly have been watching me from? When the request was for something outside, it always felt someone watching me, but it would be harder to stay out of sight indoors. The door was right in front of me. I kept my eyes fixed on it, my body tense. Are you kidding me? He's actually done it? I think Messiah might be... I think he might actually have a condition. As in, I think he might be medically, justifiably, insanely stupid. Because, oh good God. Does anybody fall for this stuff? Seriously? It's the most obvious trap I have ever seen. And then, as if to justify my budding anxiety, there was a knock at the door. Yeah. And the tiniest of sounds leaked from my mouth, but I didn't answer. But the knocking continued, and the door opened a crack. Did they not have door locks in this place? Ah! Bonjour. I Hacker-san. About this, it's not what it looks like. I moved to cover my crotch, a thoroughly pointless endeavour as she calmly approached me. And what does it look like, I wonder? No, oh my. She let out a sudden squeal of delight and poked at me with a finger. So hot. And hard. Riku-san said something similar. Oh no, you two are that close already? How close do you mean? Oh, but your muscles are really hard. Clothing really masks it. As she spoke, she continued tracing my shoulder with her finger. And they're very hot too. You don't have a fever, do you? Mostly it's because I'm embarrassed. Oh my! There's nothing to feel embarrassed about. It's just us here, after all. The more I watched Ayaka-san's placid smile, the more I began to realise that she must know the situation. I decided to voice my concerns openly. Ayaka-san, did you know I was going to be here like this? Yes, of course. After all, I am plenipotentiary. Ah! My mouth fell open and I stared at her in disbelief. It was blindingly obvious, you numbskull. But Ayaka-san, you said you didn't have a title. If it was Ayaka-san who wrote the love letter, well, that might actually be a good thing. But she just laughed. Wow, you really are naive. Well, that's what I like about you. Huh? Plenipotentiary means joke. No, it doesn't, because I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Huh? So that's what this has been. I might be slow in the uptake, but I'd finally caught on. I think slow in the uptake is something of an understatement, sir. Yeah. So this was all a lie. I felt so disappointed, and I glared up at Ayaka-san through the corners of my eyes. Why exactly would you do this to me? Because you're cute, Messiah-kun. And that part isn't a joke. Ah. So I just can't help but tease you. I'm sorry, are you really mad? A little. I'm sorry. To be honest, I wasn't sure how to approach a boy. Approach me? That's why I listened to the rumours, watched you for so long. After all, just knowing you're a boy doesn't tell me anything about who you are. Since Rise brought you here, I knew you were at least trustworthy, but Well, I can't just rely on other people's opinions. So I watched and I waited and finally approached you at the main festival. I see. I remembered Tammy-san's words. Oh, but you've been here a whole month now. I never knew Ayaka-sama was so curious. But how to proceed from there? I'm not an association representative, and we're not the same grade level. We're recruit affiliates right now if you wanted to join us. Me? Oh, no, I'm not cut out for it. Really? You don't know, Masaya-kun, just how bad my reputation at Venice's is. Well, I think doing things like this is going to lower your reputation even more. Sorry. You wanted me to sit around waiting like this? Don't you know what would happen if someone saw me? Oh, don't worry. I told Ritsuko and the others not to come today. But still. You mean, the one thing I assumed you'd deliberately told them not to come, knowing that would make them want to come. But you actually thought they'd listen to you? Masaya, for the love of God, get your clothes back on right the hell now. But still, please forgive me. I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes? Ah, your eyes are shining. Well, you said whatever it takes. And as I spoke, I grabbed Ayaka-sama's shoulders in a tight grip. Ah! She was so slender I felt like she would break if I applied just a little bit of force. Are you kidding me? That was not a come on, you moron! I'm sorry, the phrase... the phrase, I'll do anything it takes, followed by some sex, is the situation you find in bad porn films. Sweet merciful God, you're an idiot. Sorry, I feel like I'm really starting to rag on this game for how idiotic the main character is, but it's really starting to piss me the hell off. Masaya-kun? I was taller than her when we were standing, and I looked down into her face. I looked straight into her eyes, and her gaze wavered. I looked down, my eyes tracing the line of her bust, and I looked back into her eyes, and made a show of licking my lips. And it was the most lecherous face I could manage. I don't care if he's just trying to screw with her, and I mean screw... Okay, I could have phrased that better. This is screw with her in the context of... I was going to say messing with her, but that's almost as bad. You know exactly what I'm trying to say, right? Ayaka-san gulped, and finally satisfied I spoke. Just kidding. And just as I said that, the door opened with a bang. Because this wasn't incredibly predictable. Ah! Huh? Ah! 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 The three Red Rose Society girls burst in with Konami-chan at the head of the pack, and their faces turned white immediately. Could have sworn you said that no one would be here. Yes, I most certainly did. Ritsuko, what are you doing here? That's what I would like to know, sister. So... Oh, this really was a rendezvous. I'm disappointed in you. In you too, Masaya-san. No, that's not what it is. Well, it's just... No excuses, please. Masaya-sama's state of dress is all the proof I need. Actually, there's a reason for that. Yeah, he's an idiot. No, I wish I could believe it was only a rendezvous. Huh? Ayaka-sama, come here, quickly, run! What? Mitsuki-san, failing to notice Ayaka-san's confusion, turned to the other two. Oh, for God's sake. This is not a comic misunderstanding, this is idiocy. Don't get me wrong, this is leaning straight into farce, and farce relies on people being stupid. But there's a kind of level at which the stupidity becomes ridiculous. Now don't get me wrong, I'm gonna finish this game, even if it bloody kills me. But at this point I can safely say that this game is too stupid for me to actually enjoy it. The characters are complete and utter morons. The school exemplifies everything I hate about education systems. And... okay. Don't you get it? Didn't you see the leer on his face when we burst in here? Huh? That was just... Before I could explain, Konami-chan cut me off in a loud voice. Yes, that's right! And did you see how he was holding her? He had her in a death grip and he was sucking on her neck! No, I didn't go that far. So you were planning on it? Why would you assume that? Konami-chan turned on her heel and bolted from the room. Oh, I had a very bad feeling about this. Ayaka-sama, what's the matter? He didn't drug you, did he? No, of course not. Oh, for heaven's sake, it was just all a joke. Joke? At least she's having the decency to own up. Did you find them? I didn't see them anywhere. Neither did I. I see. So this is the only place left. But do you think he'd come here? Maria Hall should be deserted at this time of day. Yes, but we should look in just to be sure. Ah! Huh? Excuse me? Konami, where are you off to in such a hurry? I've got to fetch my Ningata. Eh? Your Ningata? I'm finally going to slay that Tyranitar serpent? Eh? Tyranitar serpent? We should go. What? There's no one here. Let's check the other room. There are people in there. Huh? What are you people doing? With the addition of the 3 White Lily Society members, the room was becoming really quite crowded. But Messiah, why are you dressed like that? Right, son, you've come just in time. This is the end result of that goal of yours. Eh? This man's true face. He assaults women. That can't be. Oh, just listen to me already. Ayaka-san pounded on the table. It's all my fault. This was just a joke that went too far. The plenipotentiary's true identity is you, Ayaka-sama. That's right. So this was all you're doing. I should have known. I've been apologising this whole time. I don't recall this happening. I apologised to Masaya-kun. I told him I would service him as many times as he wanted and he forgave me. Service him? Please don't add lies to your explanations. Sorry. So, in the end, what happened here? You're saying that this man, that Masaya-san, isn't at fault? Masaya-kun isn't at fault. All the fault lies with my shy, maidenly heart that could only approach him in this manner. Oh, come on, that's not a lie! No one said anything. Bam! The door burst open again. This time I thought it might actually break. I've come at last! Now, my sisters, leave the rest to me! Huh? I finally got to put on my clothes, which did help to mitigate my embarrassment, and then I left Maria Hall behind. Oh, and I was so happy to get that love letter. I guess it's never that easy. Rise's perspective. So, that's what happened. After hearing the full explanation... Oh, great. Am I going to have to do the whole thing in Rise's voice? After hearing the full explanation, I was finally convinced. Ayaka was infamous around Venices for her reckless behaviour. This time it was clear that she'd gone a little too far. Too far? Maybe I just feel sorry for him. Ayaka probably wasn't aware that I'd only just heard about this myself. Ayaka-sama, there's something that I need you to know. I need the Red Rose members to listen as well. I don't believe he was doing those things because he wanted a girlfriend. What do you mean? He told us before... Miss Saya-san is lonely. Eh? Lonely? It was in the newspaper, so I'm assuming you're aware of his circumstances, Ayaka-sama. Yes. After he left, Masaya-san refused to make friends. He was afraid they'd be pulled into his family's troubles. Once he entered Venice's, his money troubles were behind him. He no longer had to worry about that anymore. But because of what happened to him in the past, he said he wanted to make lots of friends. I see. He wasn't doing those things the letter asked because he wanted to meet a girl or anything like that. It's because he wanted to expand his circle of friends. That's all. So, you trampled on those feelings, sister? Look, it's fine. He didn't seem too bothered by it himself. People don't always show their true feelings. Besides, he got to make friends with a beautiful older woman too. Worked out well in the end. And who might that be? Me! Oh, don't make me say it. It's embarrassing. I would accept that explanation if you really were his friend. Well, he didn't seem too angry about it, either way. Even if he isn't angry about it, that doesn't mean he'll want to speak with you again. That's true, but... Hey, Ritsuko, now you're just being mean. No meaner than you were to him. Well, I think he'll be okay. He's not the type to hold a grudge, after all. Right. Apologise to him again tomorrow. I'm sure it'll all become water under the bridge. Got it, thanks. That night, I was reading a comic book. I'd ordered it in the mail. Mail orders were acceptable if approved by the school. When I heard a knock at the door. Coming! Oh, Ritsuko-chan. Salutations. Good evening. What's wrong? I feel I must apologise for this afternoon. Oh, for your sister. Ritsuko-chan nodded. Well, it's okay, really. My sister does strange things from time to time, but there is no malice behind them. Yeah, I know. I know that what she did was unfortunate, but I hope that you will get along with her. Watching her act so timidly, I couldn't help but smile. Ritsuko-chan, you really do care about your sister. Huh? You came to cover for her. I am not covering for her. I am mitigating the consequences of her actions. I think those are the same thing. They are entirely different. Look, regardless, I believe my sister truly regrets her actions this time. And with that, she gave me a stiff bow. Well, I wasn't really bothered by it. I get to make friends with a beautiful older woman, which is actually kind of better. Really? What, did I say something strange? No, nothing. She smiled for once, when suddenly I heard a cell phone vibrating. Oh, excuse me. There's a message from my sister. She sounded surprised as she checked the phone. And as she looked at the screen, she knitted her brows angrily. What is it? No, Oh, I really can't believe her. I only just finished talking when... She bowed again with a sigh and then turned to leave. Strangely concerned, I tried to stop her. Excuse me, did Ayaka-san do something again? She's lying again. She turned back to me, shoulders slumped. What is she trying to accomplish? Oh, I really don't know anymore. Well, you can talk to me about it if you want to. What did she say? Ritsuko-chan slowly showed me the screen. The subject of the email was, "Help me." Huh? The body of the message seemed to be written hurriedly. It read, "Abducted by gangsters, do something." This is... I felt anxiety come over me that left my mouth dry, but Ritsuko-chan was unamused. Such attention to detail. She even intentionally hit the wrong keys in a few places. Intentionally? But was that really the case? Where is Ayaka-san right now? She wouldn't be outside, would she? I don't know. Look, let's stop by our room just in case. Ritsuko-chan seemed dubious, but didn't argue either as she started walking down the hall. She's not here. She might be pretending to be out. You don't think? Does Ayaka-sama ever leave the school grounds? Rai-san seemed to know of some ways to bypass security. She does it often. They let her leave school whenever she wants. They let her? When someone tries to leave without permission, the Jardin come after them from the guard station. But since my sister always leaves anyway, our mother, the headmistress, eventually gave up. Ah, that's right. Ritsuko-chan and Ayaka-san are the headmistress's daughters. Ah, so they get preferential treatment, of course. More stuff I hate. If she went out, there's a chance this is true. I'm worried about the gangsters part. Huh? Look, those goons I was worried about, I think they might still be abducting girls. Ritsuko-chan, did you hear? Rai-san was almost abducted too. Really? Yeah, so... I had not heard about that. But she would have learned about the gangsters from your article in the paper. It is possible to assume that she mixed that information into her message intentionally. That's true, but it was still bothering me. Of course, Ritsuko-chan was her sister, and she was probably right, but... Look, let's check with the Jardin. They won't talk to me if I go alone, but I'm sure they'll tell you if you're with me. And before she could answer, I was off down the hall. And a moment later, I heard her footsteps trailing behind me. Holy hell, he's done something sensible! Masaya-sama? Yeah? I kept walking as she spoke. Why do you believe my sister? She's already tricked you once today. I don't believe her 100%. Then what? Look, the possibility is there. If we go down and find out she's lying, then we deal with that then. Ritsuko-chan asked the Jardin, and they gave us the information freely. Apparently, Ayaka-san did leave school grounds around sundown, and she hadn't come back yet either. Now the question is, where is she? If the goons really had done something to her, there would be no way of knowing where they took her. Well, we do have some idea. Really? Where is she? I don't know right now, but there is a GPS device on her cell phone. Ah, that's right. If we ask the headmistress, we could learn the current location of her cell phone. Then let's go. You don't think she's gone home yet, do you? It was already dusk, but there was still light streaming from a window in the school building. It is common for her to work late. I'm certain that she's still in her office. Okay, let's go. As we walked towards it, Ritsuko-chan frowned. Ritsuko-chan, do you really think I'm worrying too much? No, you've convinced me that it's worth investigating, but when I think about facing my mother, You don't get along? She turned her eyes to me with an uneasy expression. It's you. What? Regarding the reason I do not think my mother will welcome your presence. So, go in and talk to her on your own. For heaven's sake! What a lot of nonsense! That was the first thing she said upon hearing our explanation. Even as we spoke, I didn't get any sense that the headmistress was worried about her daughter. On the contrary, she didn't even try to hide the sour look on her face. Onakagi Masaya-kun, you don't seem to be aware. Well, perhaps that's only natural. About what? To be blunt, the girl is a compulsive liar. The other girls are all fed up with her. They're all tired of being run roughshod by her lies. A compulsive liar? I think that's taking it a bit far. You don't know anything about her. Well, that's true, but the impression I got from talking to her is that they're just harmless pranks, nothing malicious. I have no interest in your impressions. Oh, for heaven's sake, all the trouble she's caused me. She's the first delinquent in Venice's history. Really? I find that very hard to believe. I wouldn't call her a delinquent. I'd barely gotten the words out when the headmistress fixed me with a glare. She doesn't listen to her teachers, she doesn't follow school rules, she leaves the grounds whenever she wants. If that's not delinquent behaviour, I don't know what is. She isn't hurting anyone, is she? What? Something about my argument seemed to surprise her, and her eyes narrowed. Well, she ran me around a little bit, but she apologised afterwards. I don't think a delinquent would do that. Even if she isn't hurting people, she's hurting the reputation of Venice's. Consider this. She's down in the lower world causing mischief, and anything she does there reflects on our school's reputation. The lower world? Okay, I don't care if you are literally up on a mountain. Referring to other places as the lower world implies a spectacular level of arrogance. And I'm sorry, I genuinely find arrogance to be a really obnoxious human trait. You can play it for comedy. You can have a character who is incredibly arrogant. But it only works in certain situations. Classic example of how to do it right, Rodney McKay from Stargate Atlantis, and, well, 2 episodes of SG-1 as well. An incredibly arrogant character who somehow manages to come off as likeable. Which, it's 90% in the performance, that, and it helps that they did give him just enough heroic moments to show that, yes, he's an arrogant dick, but that doesn't stop him being a good guy. This kind of arrogance comes off to me as the kind of arrogance that makes me really want to punch her in the face. And I appreciate, I'm making a lot of jokes about, oh, we could fix this problem by hitting them over the head with a sword, but there is a strata of human beings who believe they are better than everyone else. That is pure arrogance. And that pisses me the hell off. Because, as I said earlier in this Let's Play, I know I am no better than anyone else. And that... Sorry, I'm descending into moralising again, which I don't want to be doing. This is basically a farce. But... oh, God. I am no better than anyone else. And that is an important thing to realise. Because people who believe themselves to be better than everyone else have a habit of being the worst people. To use the internet's favourite example, we have, Second World War. The Nazis believed that they were better. And as a result, they committed some of the worst atrocities in human history. The same goes for religious groups who believe that their religion is right, therefore they are better than everyone else, and therefore they commit horrible things against everybody else. That goes for the situation currently in the Middle East. That goes for historical events like the Crusades. Because let's face it, Christians basically went over there because they believed they had a right to that place because they were better than the people who had it. And they were wrong. And oh god, I really don't want to be moralising this much, but I cannot stand people who think they're better than anyone else. There. That's all I needed to say there. So, right, let's just get on with this. Of course, I wouldn't expect an outsider like you to understand. There we have it again. An outsider? Masaya-sama is a transfer student. What is that supposed to mean? You aren't beginning to side with this liberalisation, are you? Of course not. But it is the truth, so... What's that supposed to mean? You know that I am against it no matter what, and you can't tell that chairwoman of yours to... excuse me. We still hadn't got to tell her the reason we'd come in the first place, and we really didn't have time to waste. Look, we wanted to ask you a favour. A favour? Ritsuka... She mentioned that you could find out where people's cell phones are. And? Well, we were hoping you'd tell us where Ayaka Sama's is right now. And what will you do if I tell you? What do you mean? It's obvious. We'll go and check up on her. I was getting annoyed with her obliviousness. But as she spoke next, it seems that she wasn't as oblivious as she seemed. Have you forgotten what I just said? It's all a big lie! We don't know that! I found myself raising my voice unconsciously, and I strained to rein in my voice and continued. We don't know that for sure. It could still be true. To suggest that she could be abducted by gangsters is ridiculous. She's just doing this to get attention. Mother, that's too far. Look, you just don't know. Look, the town seems safe, but there really are gangsters there. And there are elements like that no matter where you go. But they're really dangerous. Rise-san was attacked by them once before. Right, when did this happen? This is the first I've heard of it. Ah. Apparently that was something she was trying to keep on the down low. Look, anyway, putting that aside for now, we need to know where Ayaka-san is right now. This is a gross violation of school rules. Huh? Leaving school grounds outside of designated hours is a gross violation of school rules. God, she's thick-headed. Right, we're at the half-hour mark, so... Sorry for all the moralising in the last 5 minutes, but... Oh, God. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.